I'm here at the New York International Auto Show at the Volkswagen exhibit, where the company has decided to show off their all-new 7th generation Golf, as well as its hot hatch sibling, the GTI. Now, it's only 3 months into 2013. However, these are 2015 models, which should go on sale early next year in the springtime. Now, I'm going to focus more on this hot hatch GTI model just because this is to the red line. We like the hot models. You can see at the front, you have the signature LED accented headlights. GTI trademark that's been on the MK6 for a couple of years now. HIDs are on this particular model, and of course you have the red accented grille, which I do actually like how the new red accent carries into the headlight. It gives it a more modern, distinctive appearance while updating the look. At the sides of the GTI, you'll find a GTI badge on the fender, just to remind the folks that you've passed, that you're driving one of these vehicles. There's a little character line that goes underneath the door handle, and then of course the GTI specific wheels, the black spokes, that's been on GTI Hallmark for a few years now. Now coming to the rear end of the new GTI, you can see it's a pretty familiar look to it. You have these updated darkened taillights, which the previous generation had, but you can see it's got new LED taillights. In the past, the US was always shortchanged. Now we finally get them. Underneath the rear bumper, you'll see 2 chrome exhaust tips poking out from the back. That's always been a GTI trademark, as well as some new tech features I see here, parking sensors. However, there is no backup camera that flips out here like the European models, but if you do push this, it reveals a wide opening for the hatch, as well as your expected cargo space. While the current Jetta is still the unfortunate recipient of cost cutting, Volkswagen seems to have learned from their mistakes in the current MK7 Golf GTI. The interior here still radiates a premium upscale appearance that kind of feels like an Audi. You can see the dash has the same soft touch graining from the MK6. It's all very high quality stuff. The GTI does give you some carbon fiber look alloy trim splashed around here and there. The door panels, they're soft touch as expected with automatic up-down windows for the driver and passenger. This big center stack right here is the centerpiece. Volkswagen has finally gotten rid of their old, dated, slow touchscreen with this large 8-inch touchscreen. You can see this is the German model, but if you just push the nav screen here, the nav map quality is just greatly improved. The touchscreen response is still pretty fast, just like all the other Volkswagens. You can see it speaks German to me. That's pretty interesting. There are 2 transmissions available on the GTI. You still have a 6-speed direct shift transmission, which this one has, and then of course a 6-speed manual for all the purists. The paddle shifters are mounted on the wheel just like the previous model. You can see the start-stop button is located right here, and of course the traditional GTI elements, a flat bottom steering wheel with red stitching, these plaid seats with the red stitching again, and you can still see here you have an adjustable sliding armrest, a cover to cover up the cup holders, as well as some new features such as the LED lighting splashed out throughout the cabin, and then a new electronic parking brake, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. Up above, this sunroof is pretty large. It looks like, it's not a panoramic sunroof, but it looks like it's about almost twice the size of the last generation model. Coming to the important factor of a GTI, what's under the hood? Well, it's the same 2-liter turbocharged TSI engine. However, it has been updated slightly. Volkswagen says this current motor is now putting out Audi A4 numbers, about 210 horsepower and 258 foot-pounds of torque. Now, it's still paired with a 6-speed direct shift transmission, as well as a 6-speed manual for all you purists out there. The other choices is a new 1.8-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, a TSI motor. That replaces the dated old 2.5-liter 5-cylinder. That motor is now making 170 horsepower and 184 foot-pounds of torque. Of course, your third option is the TDI, the turbo diesel engine, which now makes 150 horsepower and then 258 foot-pounds of torque. Now, this MK7 Golf GTI is about 50 pounds lighter than the outgoing model, so Volkswagen is claiming about 15% improvement in efficiency across the board. For To the Red Line at the New York Auto Show, I'm Sofyan Bey.